So today we're going to see ayat on Hajj, and the first ayat we are going to see is Surah 3, ayat 96 and 97. Surah 3, ayat 96. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Inna awwala baytin wudi'a linnasi. बेशक जो पहला घर है वो वज़ा किया गया इंसानों के लिए, has been appointed for people, लल्लज़ी बिबक्कतुम बक्कता मुबारकन, the one which is बक्का. बक्का उसका मुबारक नाम है जो कि मक्का का सिफाती नाम है, which means without watering. वहुदल लिल आलमीन, and guidance for all beings. फीहे आयातुम बय्यिनातुन, इसमें signs हैं, clear signs. मकामु इब्राहीमा, and the station of Ibrahim, the standpoint of Ibrahim. वमन दखलहु काना आमिना, और जो दाखिल हो जाए उसमें वो आ जाता है अमन में. So amn is the main reason why we do all these spiritual activities, to find peace, to find inner solace, security, a sense of belonging. So ये सब चीजें जो हैं, ये सारी the activity of Hajj, of Umrah, of Namaz, connection with Allah, the entire spirituality is about coming to peace with ourselves, with our soul connection, and that's why we do all these things. And there is a process to it. It's not going to happen just by doing these rituals. There is a process of changing ourselves, aligning ourselves with Allah's ways, and doing things that we are required to do, because every soul is born with a purpose. We have to identify that purpose, we have to align with it, and we have to do what we are required to do here. We have to not just exist, we have to fulfill the purpose. And that purpose is not very not like a gigantic thing that we think that God knows what it's going to be. It's just being beneficial to people around you, being a person who is good, who's kind, compassionate, and enjoy alongside. So that's when you actually enjoy the blessings of Allah in gratitude. So the sense of security is very important, because if you do not have that sense of security, then you're going to operate from a place of insecurity. And that sense of insecurity actually makes you do a lot of things which take you off track, which are wrong, which are not considered right, and you are advised to stay away from those activities. So whenever we see the root cause of doing anything wrong, what it is, because doing wrong is an activity which is rooted in something which is missing in our soul. So we are not aligned or connected with our soul. So when you are at peace with yourself, you are naturally, automatically going to do all the right things. So when you see somebody who's not doing right things, you have to understand that they need connection. So we are, as people, as family, as friends, as just human beings, are supposed to facilitate and help them connect with themselves, connect them with Allah, and find their purpose, and make them feel that they are okay, they're accepted, they are secure. So the same exercise we do for ourselves when we go to Allah's house and the station of Ibrahim. वलिल्लाहि अलन्नासि हिज्जुल बैत, और अल्लाह के लिए है इंसानों पर इस घर का हज करना. मनिस्तताअ इलैहि सबीला, the one who has the capacity to take on the journey. Now capacity I explained earlier, डेट के अंदर आके लोन लेकर मुश्किल में डालकर बीमारी की हालत में, not having the ability to walk, you don't go for Hajj like that. Hajj is a spiritual journey. So you do it when you are fit. You are young, you have financial ability, you have mental peace, you have emotional connection. You don't just go and make a trip and come back, okay, spend 3 days or 10 days. ये मकसद नहीं है. So the idea is, because Hajj comes from the word hujjat. Hujjat means that you have completed all excuses so that now you have to set on the spiritual path. आपने हुज्जत तमाम कर ली है, तो अब आपके पास कोई excuse नहीं रहती है after doing the Hajj that you will not change your ways or your lifestyle or live more consciously, more mindfully. So that's the whole idea. तो अगर आप अपने बूढ़ी एज में जाते हैं, ज़ईफ उम्री में, वीकनेस में, इलनेस में, how can you expect to come back and implement whatever lessons you've brought from your journey? So whenever we take a journey anywhere, even when we travel, so there's a lot of learning that happens during traveling. There is a lot of change in your style, the way you're living, the way you travel, the way the way you behave. So the same way when you're going on a spiritual journey, there is a decorum that you have to follow, the ihram that you wear. So it connects you with a way of behavior that you're supposed to then implement. So ihram is not just a physical garment. Ihram is a state of being while you're on that spiritual journey. So waman kafara, and anyone denies it, fa inna allaha ghaniyun anil alamin. So beshak Allah is without need from all of his creatures. So again, two things jo hamari traditionally we don't understand, कि we go and perform Hajj and Umrah for other people. Nobody is going to benefit from it except yourself. So kindly, if you are intending to go for yourself, go for Allah. So Allah ke liye hai Hajj or Allah ke liye hai Umrah. Because what it means is that the person who is doing it, you going there, you taking, it's like saying, I'm going to take a trip to, let's say, Turkey, and I'm doing it for you. Who's going to benefit? You can do all the things, take pictures and send back, and you can eat for them and sleep for them and enjoy whatever, and say that the other person is going to, I've done it for you, now you should benefit from it. It doesn't happen. So how can we expect that if something so simple, commonsensical, that any trip that you take, any experience in life that you gain, you cannot pass it on to another individual. So Hajj and Umrah are experiences of spiritual journey. They will only benefit the person who is undergoing or undertaking them. So, अच्छा जी, ये भी हो गया. अब next आप देखिए सूरा 2 आयत 196 and 197. अब ये 196 very quickly, in a very compressed way, it's just going to describe everything that happens on Hajj. وَأَتِمُّ الْحَجَّ وَالْأُمْرَةَ لِلَّهِ. Again it says, तमाम करो हज और उम्रा अल्लाह के लिए. आपने सिर्फ अल्लाह के लिए करना है, किसी और इंसान, किसी और चीज के लिए नहीं करना. Your parents, your children, no one. فَإِنْ أُحْصِرْتُمْ, or if you are restricted, فَمَسْتَيْسَرَ مِنَ الْهَدْيِ, तो फिर आसानी कर लो हदिये के साथ. Now we learned that we have to see our capacity. We have the capacity to do Hajj, but we are not going. We are restricted for various reasons, family reasons, or we can't take out time, anything. तो आसानी है हदिये के साथ, meaning just give the qurbani. That is when you do qurbani. You don't just do qurbani just like that on its own. So you do qurbani if you have the ability to go for Hajj and you are not going. So you just do qurbani for yourself. वला तहलिकु रुऊसकुम, और नहीं तुम शेव करो तुम्हारे सरों को, हत्ता यबलुगल हदियु महिल्ला, जब तक पहुंच जाए आपका हदिया अपने हलाल होने की जगह पर. तो वो आपको बता देते हैं जब आप हज करते हैं कि जी अब आपकी कुर्बानी चलेगी है, बिकॉज यू नॉट डूइंग इट योरसेल्फ, बिकॉज कलेक्टिव होती है, तो वो सबका बता देते हैं कि जी आपकी अब कुर्बानी हो गई है. सो दे गो एंड शेव देयर हेड्स. Head shaving की significance क्या है? That you take off all the burdens on your head and you remove them because you've come for Hajj. So whatever burdens you are carrying, you've been carrying in your life, you let go of them. And that's the significance of head shaving. Ji, everything, ego, whatever you're carrying on your head. So आप अपने सर में whatever troubles, problems, burdens.
It's more for men.
Actually,
Shaving of
it
head is
hasn't
for the men now.
it hasn't been said for
हाँ,
men.
but
There is no
मतलब
distinction.
beard और
It's okay, हाँ, बिल्कुल. But the
the
spirit
thing is that you cut off a bit of your hair.
But the
for
spirit
them.
behind shaving head
Shaving,
is like,
yeah,
you know,
makes sense.
we know worldwide also when people want to kind of start afresh.
Yeah,
And
yes, you're right.
you shave the
you
head,
shave
yeah.
off and
Shave,
getting
yeah.
rid of your
Bilkul.
ego, your
Gee, you know, your
everything.
whatever you identify
Yeah.
with, or whatever you're carrying on your head, basically. That's
all
gee,
your tension, stresses,
tension, stresses, troubles, solution, problems, and you hand it over. This is Allah will take care. So you start with a fresh mind, fresh start. जी. हत्ता ओके. फमन काना मिनकुम मरीदन, और अगर आप में से कोई मरीज हो, एनीवन इज नॉट वेल, औ बिही अजन मिर रासे ही, या उसके सर में कोई तकलीफ हो, फफिदियतुम मिन सियामिन, तो वो भी अलाउंस है कि अगर कोई नहीं भी कर सकता, नो प्रॉब्लम, तो फिर आप कॉम्पनसेशन दे दीजिए रोजे के साथ, औ सदकातिन, या आप कोई चैरिटी कर दीजिए, औ नुसुक, या फिर आप कुर्बानी दे दीजिए, रिचुअल कर दीजिए कुर्बानी का. तो देयर इज अलाउंस. अगर आप कोई नहीं कर सकता है तो उसका फिर आपने कॉम्पनसेशन देनी होती है. फाइजा आमिनतुम, और फिर जब आप अमन में हो, फमन तमत्ता बिल उम्रते इलल हज, और अगर आप चाहते हो, जरूरत महसूस करें कि आप उम्रे के लिए गए थे, बट नाउ यू वांट टू एक्सटेंड इट फॉर हज, फमस तैसरा मिनल हदिये, तो फिर भी आपके लिए आसानी है कि आप एक कुर्बानी कर लीजिए. तो बिकॉज उम्रे की इंटेंशन उम्रे की होती है, हज की इंटेंशन फर्क होती है. somebody is already there, maybe they went for umrah, took a gap, and then they said now we want to perform hajj, तो आपको एक इंटेंशन चेंज करनी होती है, तो वो आप कुर्बानी दे देते हैं, उसके बाद हज करते हैं. फमन लम यजिद, and if somebody can't do that, फसियामु सलासति अय्यामिन, तो फिर 3 दिन के रोजे रखे, फिर हज के दिनों में, व सब अतिन इजा रजातुम, और 7 रोजे रखे जब वो वापस आ जाए. तिल का अशारतुन कामिला, ये 10 हो जाएंगे पूरे मुकम्मल. जालिका लिमल्लम यकुन अहलुहु, और ये उनके लिए है जो कि हाजिरिल मस्जिदिल हराम. दिस इज for those whose household is not in मस्जिद हराम, मतलब ये कि जो मक्के के अराउंड नहीं रहते उनके लिए नहीं है, ये जो बाहर से सफर करके आते हैं उनके लिए इंस्ट्रक्शन है. सो दिस इज जस्ट लाइक यू नो एक तरीका प्रोसेस बताया हुआ है. वत्तकुल्लाह, एंड टेक गार्ड फ्रॉम अल्लाह, वालमू अन्नल्लाह शदीदुल इकाब, और जान लो कि बेशक अल्लाह इज स्ट्रिक्ट इन पनिशमेंट.
ये पूछते ये क्यों लिखा है?
हाँ, because you see, this is our responsibility to
So can you just translate that?
which one?
Because in my Quran it says, be fearful, Allah knows that the punishment of Allah is severe.
Yes, so you must know Allah, okay, and then be aware that indeed Allah is strict in punishment. It's not just punishment, it's basically under aqab means to make an end of something. So Allah is strict in keeping things in order, so making an end of something. So all this instruction is given to us because it's our responsibility to, you know, the spirituality is our responsibility. Now we have to be aware and conscious that हमने ये काम करना है. तो जब करना है तो फिर अगर हम नहीं करते हैं तो फिर Allah is going to, you know,
So just saying that follow the rules.
Follow the rules, because otherwise then, you know, there are consequences if we don't follow rules. We can't take things so lightly that we want to do it, we'll do it, we don't want to do it, we'll see when we do it. There is an allowance for everything, because world is not just made without rules and you know, regulations and consequences also. Every act that we do, just like our routine daily life, we have a consequence and we're aware of it. So here also Allah is telling us that if you do things the right way, because you know, He's our creator, He's made our psyche, and he's given us the book to follow so that we follow those orders and commands to get to the wisdom that we are supposed to understand. And this is a journey, this is a process that is being explained here. And if we are going to follow the process, and just like our parents guide us, so the same way Allah, our God, guides us to come to the wisdom through a certain process, it's for our benefit. So when we reach, when we understand, when we learn, and we're getting some wisdom, we become better and more, beneficial to everybody. And it's for our better regulation. It's for our betterment. Nothing is for Allah's.
So the condition is more something you won't benefit out of it if you don't do this.
Exactly. It's like, if you're not going to take benefit, then you're going to stay where you are. But when you stay as you are, things are not staying as they are. World is changing fast. Time is passing. If you are stagnant in some state and you're not growing spiritually, then you're going to face the consequences. That's what it means, that you will not be the same. You will not be able to handle things better or navigate through life better. So the whole process is for your better management of your own self or your life, and to be able to navigate through life in a better way. Okay?
Also, lots of translations of the Quran say fear Allah, fear Allah. But
More
most of
than
the things
fear,
are conscious of
it's actually stay conscious. Yes, mindfulness.
So this is all
Same thing
command.
we are learning about mindfulness and living a conscious life, conscious living, because you don't want to just mindlessly flow from one place to another, just random follow everybody.
Yeah.
So we want, we have that herd mentality, and that's what we have to keep in check. Some things, yes, because it's part of our psyche. Some things we do as part of everybody, the whole group, like a herd, because you want to be a social person and we have to follow. But then when it comes to your personal self and your personal peace and what gives you that fulfillment, your joy, your happiness, because just following others is not going to give you happiness. After some time, you're going to still feel lonely and depressed because, you're just following others. You're not following your purpose. So you balance it all in life. Your purpose is priority, and then mix up with everyone and be conscious. Yes. So it's not like 100% all the time, but whenever you stay connected and you have these practices like our salat, and we do charity and gratitude and hajj and all these, and fasting, they help us bring back to the alignment and help us become more mindful. So it's an exercise we do like off and on. It's not like all the months of the year you have to be fasting, or all the entire 24 hours. It's just 5 minutes of connection here and 5 minutes after 3 hours. So it's very easy once you develop a discipline in your life, and that helps you stay grounded and keeps you on track. जी. Zalika liman lakum yakun ahluhu haziril masjidil haram. Sorry, that ayat I think we finished. Next ayat, 197 of Surah 2. Al-Hajju Ashhurum Malumat. और हज के जो मंथ्स हैं, दे आर नोन. फमन फरादा फी हिन्ना हज्जा. और फिर जिस पे फर्ज हो जाए इसमें हज, द वन हु इज अंडरटेकिंग द जर्नी, उस पे हज फर्ज हो गया. फला रफसा वला फुसूक. तो फिर उसने कोई ऑब्सीन टॉक नहीं करनी. अब ये आपका डेकोरम आ जाता है जब आप हज की उसमें आ जाते हैं फैसला करके. अब आपको एक्स्ट्रा कॉशियस होना है, एक्स्ट्रा कॉन्शियस भी होना है कि आपने कोई ऑब्सीनिटी, कोई ऑब्सीन टॉक, इनअप्रोप्रिएट, इनडिसेंट कॉन्वर्सेशन नहीं करनी है फॉर दिस टाइम पीरियड while you're in a spiritual state. So your conversations, what you are watching, what you're doing, it all has to be now spiritually right. Wala fusuka. And there should be no wickedness also, no ill feelings कोई आपके दिल में आती है किसी के लिए, you have to change it. You have to understand that now you're in a state of ihram. So ihram actually is about not talking bad things. So you have to be extra watchful of what you say and how you behave and what you feel. So extra guard on that. Wala jidala fil hajj, and do not fight during Hajj. No arguments, no debates. तो you see, ये तीन चीजें जो है ना, एक अल्लाह ने एक बना दी आपके लिए. This is your ihram.
Amna, when I went for Hajj
जी.
and I made up my mind so that I will not argue with my husband for anything.
That's all you have.
And I went there, Hajj. He said, "You got a chain person."
जी. So there is going to be no debate in Hajj. वमा तफ़अलू मिन खैरिन, और जो भी तुम कोई फेल करो, कोई काम करो खैर का, अच्छा काम, या लम्हुल्लाह, तो अल्लाह knows that. वतज़व्वदू फ़इन्ना खैर ज़ादित तक़वा, और जो आपका सामान है ना, जो आपका इस सफ़र का सामान, वो actually तक़वा का सामान है. This whole, once you have made the intention, you start to practice and you have better guards, you have better self-restraint. This is your luggage. This is what you're carrying to Allah's house, because this is a whole decorum of mindfulness, of consciousness that you're going to take with you. And when in spiritual journey, the Hajj is also with everybody. Now you're out of your comfort zone. You are staying with people, you're sharing rooms, you're sharing spaces, public spaces, washrooms, etc., and sleeping together. So all that activity requires you to be in your best of behaviors. And that is what your Hajj is about. It's a community ritual. So it's not कि आप घर में Hajj अकेले नहीं होता. Hajj सबके साथ होता है. और जब सबके साथ वहाँ से आप वापस आते हैं, तो जब इतने लोगों के साथ आपने बेस्ट बिहेवियर की प्रैक्टिस की होती है, तो वापस आके यू आर रिक्वायर्ड टू carry that forward and continue with it with the people at home and family and extended acquaintances, friends, etc. वत्तकूने या उलिल अलबाब, और तकवा करते हैं, तकवा करो, so take guard from me. O people, ulil albab is people of understanding, जो लुब्बे लुबाब समझते हैं, who get the gist of everything, so who don't go into the nitty-gritty details. This is for people, the message is for people who get the spirit out of it, who get the gist, the purpose out of whatever is being asked to do. अच्छा जी, 2 की 148 देख लीजिए. Surah Baqarah, ayat 148. Walikullin wijhatun huwa mawalliha fastabiqu. हर एक का फोकस है उसके गोल की तरफ. Each one has a goal to which Allah turns him. Fastabiqu kul khairat. तो फिर race together for the betterment. खैरात के लिए, अच्छाई के लिए आप रेस कीजिए. आइना मा तकूनु याते बिकुमुल्लाहु जमिया. जहां भी आप होंगे, अल्लाह आपको ले आएंगे इकट्ठा. इन्नल्लाहा अला कुल्लि शैइन कदीर. बेशक अल्लाह हर चीज पर कुदरत रखते हैं. तो आप हर एक का अपना अपना focus, everyone has their own focus, goal, purpose in life, but Allah will bring you all together. So Quran and Islam are about bringing everybody together. It is not a religion of isolation. It is not a religion where you separate from others, detach. No, you're required to bring people together, to be able to be when you're required to be a good human being, what is it for? So that other people can find good company with you, they can trust you, they can have dealings with you, and you have better connections. So socially also and otherwise as well. So that is a good human being. And the whole Quran is about instructing us to become a good person, just basic good person. That's it. And you can do that once you are happy and content and, secure within yourself. And for that, you have to make an effort, and the rest follows. वमिन हाइसु खरजता, फिर जहां से भी आप निकलेंगे, फवल्ले वजह का शत्रल मस्जिदिल हराम, then turn your face or focus towards becoming part and parcel of Masjid Haram. So आप जहाँ से भी for namaz also, and so the idea is कि whichever direction you are taking, try to become part and parcel of Masjid Haram, which means connect with that mosque and connect with that. Al-Haram means that you have that hurmat, instilled in you, that the code of conduct that we are following, the consciousness that you exhibit, that should stay with you. So wherever you are, turn your focus to be there. وَمِنْ حَيْثُ خَرَجْتَ فَوَلِّ. Sorry, I didn't complete the last one. وَإِنَّهُ لَلْحَقُّ مِنْ رَبِّكَ, और बेशक ये हक है आपके रब का. وَمَا اللَّهُ بِغَافِلٍ أَمَّا تَعْمَلُونَ, और नहीं अल्लाह गाफिल उससे जो कुछ आप काम करते हैं. वमिन हाइसु खरजता, फिर जहां से भी आप निकलेंगे, फवल्ले वजह का शत्रल मस्जिदिल हराम, then turn your face to become part and parcel of Masjid Haram. वहाइसु मा कुंतुम, और जहां भी आप हैं, फवल्लु वुजूहकुम शत्रहु, again turn your face to become part of it. लिअल्ला यकूना लिन्नासे अलैकुम हुज्जा, नहीं हो इंसानों के लिए आपके अगेंस्ट एनी एक्सक्यूज. इल्लल लज़ीना ज़लमू मिनहुम, सिवाय उन लोगों के who do wrong amongst you, तो जो गलत करते हैं, they always find some reason to argue and go against you. फला तख्शौहुम, don't fear them, वख्शौनी, fear me, अल्लाह को, सिर्फ अल्लाह से डरें. वले उतिम्मा नेमती अलैकुम, ताकि मैं तमाम करूं अपनी blessings को तुम पर, so that I complete my blessings on you. वला अल्लाकुम तहतदून, and so that you are guided. 158 देख लीजिए. जब उम्रा करते हैं जाके, हज से पहले भी और बाद में भी जब तवाफ करते हैं. 158. इन्ना सफ़ा वल मरवता मिन शआइरिल्लाह, बेशक सफ़ा और मरवा अल्लाह के शायर इस सिंबल्स में से हैं. नाउ सफ़ा मीन्स सिव, जो आपकी छन्नी होती है, और मरवा मीन्स रिफाइनमेंट. So we move from sifting ourselves, the negative, the wrong attributes, जो भी गलत कर रहे होते हैं, we sift those and we moved towards the refinement. So the process of sa'i means striving. So in our lives, we strive to sift the wrong from our personality and make effort to go towards a refined self. So when we are at for Umrah or Hajj, so this is what we do 7 times. We go back and forth. So we sift and refine, and then sift, go back to sift and refine. So that is our struggle or striving in our life also. And we do it symbolically when we are there. And when we do this, there are 2 lights, green lights, where we are supposed to run faster. So that is the time, because when we are trying to correct ourselves in our lives also, there is always a difficult patch. So in this difficult patch, you know that you have to push harder. So otherwise, you're not going to be able to implement whatever you're trying to, the change that you're trying to make. So those 2 lights signify that. So everybody runs during that time. So, push it harder. So that's the idea. So go full force.
Wonderful idea.
Ji. So this is a practice of striving, and this is from sifting to refinement. So you sift the wrong from yourselves and move on to the refined self. So that process continues. फमन हज्जल बैता अवय तमरा, फिर जो कोई हज करे उस घर का या उम्रा, फला जुनाहा अलैहि अन यतवफ़ा बिहिमा, फिर नहीं कोई हर्ज उन पर कि वो तवाफ करें. Now tawaf is also very symbolic. So the circumambulation around Kaaba means that Kaaba is our center of our life. Allah is the center of our lives. So our life should revolve around Allah as the center. And whatever we do, it should be aligned with Allah's commands and His system. So that's what circling around the Kaaba means. It's not physical Kaaba. We all know that we are not really bowing down to Kaaba. It's just an act. We are actually submitting, surrendering, and bowing and prostrating to Allah, to Allah's commands, to Allah's system that He has set for us. And that is what should be the center of our lives also, to serve Allah. That's our main purpose as human beings. Waman tatawwa'a khaira, and whoever obeys, that is good for himself, it's good for him. فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ شَاكِرٌ أَلِيمٌ, और बेशक Allah आपका शुक्र accept करते हैं, and He is all knowing, He knows what you are intending to do. So Hajj के ऊपर आप 8वीं Zulhajj की you collect at Mina, which is a camp area, and that's where you're supposed to be with everyone that is in the camp. So आप सबके साथ होते हैं. That's where you're going to be staying, sleeping, eating, and सब कुछ common होता है, public space होती है. So वो आपके 3 दिन होते हैं वहाँ पे. Fajr पढ़ के you go on to Arafat. So Arafat is very important. I'll take out the ayat for Arafat. I think I've missed out the ayat number. So I'll see if I can find it. But Arafat means self-recognition. Ta'aruf se nikla hai. The word Arafat comes from the word ta'aruf. Ta'aruf means introduction. So you recognize yourself. So when you go to Arafat, you're actually introspecting. In the sunlight, you're supposed to be standing there in broad sunlight and praying to Allah Ta'ala. So that He helps you understand about yourself. So it's a practice of self-recognition. Unless we recognize ourselves, we won't know how we need to change, what correction we need to make. So that Arafat is the practice, or the Maidan of Arafat, the place of Arafat near Masjid-e-Nimra is symbolic of recognizing yourself. So you can do that. The whole idea of understanding Hajj is that even if you are not there physically doing the Hajj, these things you can do as a practice here also. You can understand when you introspect, you reflect, and you recognize yourself. Why am I doing this? What triggered me? What happened? So all these things are process of recognizing yourself. What is your personality? Am I not doing something right? So that introspection is Arafat. And from there, then you move on to, I think it's Spooky 198. Ji. So that is Arafat ayat. Hanji, we'll read that. Surah Baqarah ayat 198. Laisa alaykum junahun. There is no crime in you, or there is no difficulty. An tabtahu fadlam mir rabbika. अगर आप फजल ढूंढे अल्लाह के रब, अपने रब से. फ़इज़ा अफ़दतुम मिन अराफ़ातिन, फिर जब तुम निकलो अराफ़ात से. So after you have recognized yourself or got some introspection about yourself, फ़ज़्कुरुल्लाह, zikr karo Allah ka, remember Allah, indal mash'iril haram. Mash'iril haram is referring to Muzdalfa. So now you go on to आप वहाँ से शाम के टाइम पे जाते हैं मुजदलफा. मुजदलफा is an open space, which means near approach. So near approach to Allah means that now you're going to be sleeping in the open sky. So you're not even in the camp. Now there is no distance between you and Allah Ta'ala. It's like you're very close. So this is what happens once you have done self-reflection, reflection or self-introspection. Then you turn to Allah for guidance, and that's when you receive the guidance. So that's your connection. That's your, getting connected with Allah Ta'ala, that, okay, now I'm here. Please guide me. How can I change myself? How can I fix this about me? So, and how can I make things work out for me? वस्कुरुहु कमा हदाकुम, और अब याद करो जैसे वो तुम्हें गाइडेंस देता है. सो नाउ यू रिसीव द गाइडेंस फ्रॉम अल्लाह ताला. व इन कुंतुम मिन कब्ले ही, और जबकि तुम इससे पहले थे, लमिनत वालीन, भटके हुए लोगों में से. बिफोर दिस यू वर astray. So that's, we all are at all times in different ways, and that's when we realize and we want to correct, we turn to Allah and He guides us how to change ourselves. और इसमें वो आप सीखते हैं, कसर नमाज भी पढ़ते हैं. सो अराफात में भी 2+2 पढ़ते हैं कसर नमाज की. वहाँ से हमें गाइडेंस मिलती है that when you are traveling, that's when you shorten your prayers. You don't have to go full farz, all farz. So 2 for Zohar and 2 for Asr combined, so to make it easy for us. Again, every command of Allah's has a spiritual significance, plus there is meaning, there are hints, and there is wisdom hidden there, because when we are traveling means we are striving, we are moving about in life, that we are taking on a journey on anything. We can't say our namaz in peace in a proper way. So cut it short. It's okay. 2 rakat for Zohar, 2 rakat for Asr, and then when you go to Muzdalfa, then from 3 rakat of Maghrib and 2 rakat of Isha. So that's also Qasr. So that's the only time when you're saying Qasr. So when you're busy in your life and you can't find time, so aap usko Qasr kar lete hain. जी, नेक्स्ट आप फिर जाते हैं, मुजदलफा से आप निकलते हैं, एंड वहाँ पे मुजदलफा में यू कलेक्ट 7 stones. छोटे कंकर आपने उठाने होते हैं. उसकी भी एक सिग्निफिकेंस है. So we'll just read these 2-3 ayat 199 onwards. सुम्मा अफीदु मिन हैसु अफादन नासो, फिर निकलो जैसे निकल रहे हैं सारे इंसान. वस्तगफिरुल्लाह, seek forgiveness from Allah. इन्नल्लाह गफूरुर रहीम, बेशक अल्लाह मग़फ़िरत करने वाले, रहम करने वाले हैं. फ़इज़ा क़दयतुम मनासिकुकुम, फिर जब तुम अपने रिचुअल्स को पूरा कर लो. फ़ज़्कुरुल्लाह, तो फिर जिक्र करो अल्लाह का. का जिक्रुकुम आबाअकुम, जैसे तुम याद करते हो अपने एंसेस्टर्स को, अपने फादर्स को. औ अशद्दा जिक्रा, या इससे भी ज्यादा जिक्र. फमिनन नास से, फिर इंसानों में से ऐसे भी हैं, मैं यकूलु, जो कहते हैं, रब्बना आतिना फिद दुनिया, हमारे रब हमें अता कर दें दुनिया में से. वमा लहु फिल आखिरत मिन खलाक, और उनके लिए आखिरत में फिर there is nothing created for them in the hereafter. So they only want benefit now in the present. So but we have been taught that you have to seek or look for benefit later on, no instant gratification. The real process is when you're doing the right thing, you will get a good benefit later on. You don't want instant benefit. So wo cheezein, those things are mostly wrong. But a lot of people want in the present, they want everything, and they can't wait for the hereafter. Hereafter simply means not when you have died. Hereafter simply means that when you do something right today, you live to see the benefit of it in a couple of days, in a couple of months or years. Within yourself, sometimes you see it instantly within yourself. If you've done some good, some kindness to someone, you will actually feel good about yourself. So that is the start of the, returns that you get from doing anything good. وَمِنْهُمْ और उनमें से हैं, and amongst them there are men, مَن يَقُولُ who say, رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً, our Lord, grant us good in this world, وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً, and they want good in later on in hereafter also. وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ, and protect us from the hell fire, from the punishment of fire. So this should be our dua. So it is not that you will only get people, a lot of people think that life of this world is going to be very sort of tough and you will only get some, good in the hereafter. That's not true. So when you're praying, Rabbana Atina Fid Dunya Hasana, so you will get good in this life also, in the present also, and then Rabbana wa Atina fil Hasana fil Akhirah. So, वफिल आखिरत हसना, और आखिरत में भी आपको हसना मिलेगा. So that is what your intention should be. This time, present also, but something which will give me benefit later on as well. So that will be the right way. That will be the guided way. Okay. Next, आप अपने stones collect करते हैं to actually throw stones at the shaitan, because shaitan is your true enemy. We'll just see an ayat 35 ki 6 dekh lijiye, surah 35 and 6. Once we have understood about ourselves, seen what we are required to do, how to change ourselves, so things become very different because you've actually overcome your own negativity. And we've given Qurbani also with the intent that we are going to sacrifice the wrong in our soul. So uske baad phir you don't see other people as your enemies or other people as somebody who are bad people, or you don't have that resentment or ill feeling left in your heart. So now you see, okay, what was it that was bothering? So it's actually shaitan. Shaitan is that common thing which is actually taking us off track. So if you have done the work on yourself, then you recognize that you need to target shaitan now, because he's the one who gives suggestions, makes you do the wrong thing. Otherwise, if somebody is doing wrong, the way you respond is going to change the whole equation. So the way you respond is, dependent on whether you listen to shaitan or you kind of shoot him in the, when you see him right away. So that's the practice again. So you spot the shaitan. This is a wrong suggestion coming from here, because that's what he does. He just whispers, he puts waswasa in our hearts, he just gives suggestions to us, and that's a thought coming to us from, again, our dark side, so which is not guided, which is fine, as long as we accept it and we say, no, this is wrong, we're not going to listen. That's when we are actually shooting it down with some positive thought. So that's the practice. And 35 ki 6 dekh lein. Inna shaitana lakum aduvun. Beshak shaitan aapka dushman hai. He is your enemy, or he is the one who is taking you off track. He is the negative party. Fattakhizuhu aduwa. Then take him, treat him like an enemy, not other people. Innama yad'u hizbahu. बेशक वो इनवाइट करता है अपने ग्रुप को, लियकूनु मिन अस्हाबिस सईर, ताकि वो हो जाएं ऐसे लोगों में से who've been taken over by insanity, by madness. So वो पागल कर देते हैं लोगों को अपने पीछे लगा के. People go crazy following shaitan. So we have to spot that, because he's just going to take us out of our peace. Our always, the intuition that we follow, or this whisper or the suggestion of our heart that we follow, should be taking us to a place of peace. It should not be, that's the judge. If it's taking us to act in a certain way, which we know that it's wrong, we don't just say, okay, let's get it off our chest and all that. No, we are going to deflect, we're going to change, distract ourselves or distance ourselves or do something to get away from that thought or that impulse to act in a wrong way, and try to do something good so that we stay on track. 14 ki 22 dekh lein. Surah 14, 22. फ़क़ाल शैतानु, और शैतान कहेगा लम्मा कुदियल अम्रु, जब कोई ऑर्डर पूरा हो जाएगा, when the matter is decided, इन्नल्लाहा वआदकुम वअदल हक़, बेशक अल्लाह ने जो आपसे वादा किया था वो सच्चा वादा था। ववअदतुकुम फअखलफ्तुकुम, और मैंने भी आपसे वादा किया बट मैंने उसकी खिलाफ वर्जी कर दी। So he's just going to say, you know, I also promised. Allah's promise was the true promise, but whatever I said, I go against it. So what can you do about it? वमा काना लिया अलैकुम मिन सुल्तान, और मेरे लिए नहीं है कि मैं किसी पर अथॉरिटी रखता। I had no authority over you except इल्ला अन दाउतुकुम फस्तजबतुम ली, कि मैं आपको I would have invited you and you listened to me. फला तलूमुनी, then don't blame me. वलूमु अनफुसकुम, blame your own souls.
Wow.
So he's clearly saying, I have no authority over you. I only give suggestions. So stop blaming me. So he's just going to turn his back. And if we follow Shaitan, thinking that Shaitan, because he promises a lot that, you know, I'll take you out of this mess, I'll give you relief, I'll give you peace and whatnot. And when you follow Shaitan and do whatever wrong act that you're doing, that's what he does. Sorry, bear the consequences yourself, because you're the one to blame. Ma ana bimusrikhikum wa ma antum bimusrikhi. I cannot listen to your cries, nor can you listen to mine. Inni kafartu bima ashraktumuni min qabl. I reject your former act also in associating me with Allah, because when you're listening to Shaitan and not doing what Allah is asking us to do, then we are, you know, associating him with Allah. Inna zalimina lahum azabun alim. Beshak, for wrongdoers there must be a grievous penalty. So that's how Shaitan then turns back towards us. जी, अब last आप तवाफ करते हैं in the end also, and then शैतान को आप 3 दफा you hit them with the stone, because there is a बड़ा शैतान, उसका बड़ा attack तब होता है when you are starting on the spiritual journey. He puts all sorts of thoughts in your mind. What about this and what about that, and this won't happen this way, what, you know, can go wrong, all those ideas come to you. And then there is a middle-sized shaitan who kind of, you know, tries to again overwhelm us. And then there is a chota shaitan when you're strong in your faith, then from the tiniest, smallest things, it creeps up in your heart and starts to grow inside of you and develops into a full-fledged wrong ideation or, you know, idea. So there's multiple ways that Shaitan tries to attack us. And Shaitan is, you know, basically Iblis in action. Iblis means wrapped up in grief. It is our trauma. It is our grief, unresolved grief, from where Shaitan tries to, you know, overcome us. So we'll just see the last ayat. 48 की actually दुआ तो मैंने पढ़ ली है जी, जो दुआ पढ़नी थी, I think I'll leave it to that because time भी हो गया, which was रब्बना आतिना फिद दुनिया हसनतम व फिल आखिरते हसनतम व क़िना अज़ाबन्नार. So that is basically our dua at all times, कि हमें दुनिया में भी अल्लाह ताला blessings और अच्छा, hasana means the most beautiful, the best अता कीजिए, and आखिरत में भी grant us the best and keep us away from the punishment of fire.